So you can spread out, settle in, maybe a little movement helps you release back into the floor. Begin to close your eyes or take a soft gaze up towards the ceiling. And you can slow down your breath. And just let your full attention arrive right here in your body right now. And anytime you notice your mind wandering off to some other thing, just as soon as you notice, see if you can come back in, feeling what's right here, right now. Getting curious about the pose you're in. And you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you. Let's begin by sliding arms overhead, stretching out long through your arms and legs, reaching through your fingers and your toes. Interlace your fingers, press out through your palms, flex your feet, reaching through the heels of your hands, the heels of your feet. And then release and bring your right knee to your chest. Give that knee a good squeeze in. Straighten this leg up towards the ceiling, holding somewhere behind your leg. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times one way, a couple times the other way. And then bend your knee back in, open your knee out to the right, and then straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the left leg. And then bend your knee and bring it across for a spinal twist. Open out through your right arm, let your knee and shoulder reach away from one another. Staying in your twist, try straightening your right leg on a low diagonal, right arm on a high diagonal, letting your fingers and toes reach away from one another. And then release, roll back onto your back, bring both knees in, take a little circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor, and then grab hold of just the left knee, drop the right leg long, squeeze this knee in close. Straighten this leg up, flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times one way, a couple times the other way. Bend your knee in, open your knee out to the left, and then straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the right leg now. And then release. Bend your knee, bring it across, spinal twist. First with a bent knee. And then try straightening the left leg on a low diagonal, left arm on a high diagonal. And then release, roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in again. Another little circle or rock, evening out your torso on your mat. And then drop your feet and we'll get set up for a little bit of core work. Start by drawing the belly in, pressing the lower back down from the inside. Interlace your fingers behind your head, and then exhale, lift the head and chest up. Inhale, release down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Let's take 2 more. Last one. Release down and then send your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, head up towards your leg. Inhale, head down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Let's take 2 more. Last one. Release and switch. Left leg high. Exhale, head up. Inhale, head down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 2 more. Last one. Release, switch again. Right leg high. This time take your left arm across. Each time you exhale, reach a little further across. Keep the belly pulling in strongly. See if you can relax your face even as you're doing this. 1 more on this side. Release and switch. Last set, left leg up, right arm across. One more. And then release. Stretch long through your arms and legs. Bring your knees in. Another little circle or rock. And then make your way up to sitting. Let's come all the way forward into a high push-up position. Set your hands near the front of your mat. Step your feet back. Connecting the whole body in a straight long line. Feel the strength of your core, lifting and supporting the underside. And then shift your weight forward as you lower down. Come into your back bend. You can take this gently or deep. Kind of testing the waters on this first one. How are you feeling? What are you noticing? And then back to down dog. Take your time getting into this first down dog of class. You might pedal out your feet a little bit, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor, waking up calves and hamstrings, waking up different parts of your body through movement. And then drop your knees and sink back to child's pose. Just practicing this as a good option, remembering that you have the option of resting anytime. Whether you rest in this shape or a different one. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And then back to center. Lift up through table, come back through down dog. And then walk your hands and feet towards one another. And let's hang in Ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can take any movement here, maybe a little sway or shake out. Bend your knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. Step up to the front of the mat, come into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Your feet can be together or apart. Standing as tall as you can. Let's take a full A series sun salutation. Next inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. And please take the time you need for all your transitions. And then rest in a pose that feels like a rest for you. So that could be down dog, but it could just as well be child's pose or sitting or on the forearms or knees, any neutral shape. Last deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, let's take the right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. Taking your time. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Right towards the center of your chest, working core strength. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Settle in, sink low. Each inhale, more space and length. Can you keep expanding? Each exhale, more grounding, more surrender. Last breath here. Tip forward, standing splits. Hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square and with the upper body letting go. Like Ragdoll, let your head hang, let your neck release. Reach the back leg a little longer, last moment. Big step back. Warrior one, drop the back heel, inhale, arms up. Deep bend in the front leg. Feel what's touching the floor. Feel what's grounding, dropping. One more breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa. Might move in some other way. Each transition, you choose what you do. You take the time you need. From down dog, when you're ready, left leg sweeps up, bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a bit higher, and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. And right towards the center of your chest. Reach it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Arms up. Settle in, sink low. Feel where you are right now. One more breath. Tip forward. Standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. Let your head hang, let your neck release, stretch that back leg straighter, longer, higher. Last breath. Big step back. Warrior one. One more breath here. Release. Hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. Feeling what you're doing. And then settling into a good rest. More important than the shape you choose, coming back to quality of presence, of ease. If it's useful, you might close your eyes. One more deep breath in and out. Come back through down dog and step, or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's take just the right arm up as we inhale. Exhale over to a side bend. The left arm can provide a little support. If you need more support, you might bend your elbow. Reaching long from the fingertips all the way down through the feet, pushing into the floor. Reach a little further out, come up and release down. Same thing, other side. Reach a little further out to come up. Release down. Let's interlace fingers. Press out through the palms. Take your arms up. Shoulders drop, but arms reach straight, and then rise up onto your toes for a little balance. Could be just a slight lift of the heels. You might come all the way up. Staying in balance on the toes, start to fold forward, swan dive down. You can bring your hands to your legs wherever they meet. Might be the upper legs, could be lower. Try not to lock your legs. Little bend in the knees as you find your edge, breathing here. Wobbling is okay, falling is okay, but can you breathe deeply while you're doing it? Let's release. Drop the hands, drop the heels, drop your head. Let that go. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Checking on all the details you're aware of, as much as you can hold. One more breath here. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior three, shift forward and find your balance. Last breath here. Step back. Warrior one. Release through your movement transition, whether that's a vinyasa or some other movement. Taking the time you need from down dog. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3. One more breath. Big step back. Warrior 1. Release through some movement transition. And then settle into a good rest, letting go of all of that. Back to ease, back to neutral. Back to just right now. One more deep breath in and out. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3, one breath. From here, rise up to standing. Bring that left knee to your chest. Find your balance. The right arm can be out to the side or at your hip. Can stay holding the knee or grab your big toe and extend part way or all the way straight. Try and keep the chest and hips square to the front. Supporting leg, nice and long. Face relaxed, breath deep. Open your leg out to the left, just at a slight angle, whether you're holding your knee or your toe. Bring it back to the front. And let's set up for a twist. Opposite hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Roll open through the left shoulder. Extend left arm back, maybe even looking back. Can you stand even taller? Let's release. Release with the front hand. Let's catch with the back hand. King Dancer. Last balance on this side, Natrajasana. Kick your foot into your hand. You might tip forward a little bit, but more than anything, go up. Fingers, toes, head, chest, everything lifting. Last breath. Release, step back, high lunge, take a moment. We're going to make our way back to down dog. If you would like to take a few handstand swings and that feels like a safe option, you are welcome to. Get your hands flat, and then you can swing the left leg up and down, getting a little air time. If this does not seem like something you want to do today, don't do it. You can find your way back to down dog. However you get there, slow down your breath and just take one thing at a time. So just feeling where you are now. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up, step forward, high lunge, arms up. Warrior 3. From here, rise up to standing, bring your right knee to your chest, and then take a moment to get settled. Left arm can be out or at your hip. You can stay holding your knee, or if you did so on the other side, you might grab your big toe. Open out through the right leg. You are just exploring what your limits are. It shouldn't look any different, feel any different, be any different than it is for you right now. Bring it back to the front. Set up for twist, opposite hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Open out through the right arm, twisting deeply. Can your breath be deep while you're falling, while you're wobbling, while you're doing whatever you're doing? Let's release with the front hand, catch with the back hand. King Dancer, last balance. Take it as gently or as deeply as feels right for you. Last breath here. Step back. High lunge. Catch your breath. Slow down. And if you like, you might take a couple handstand swings. If that's not what you want, make your way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa. You might just step back. Feel what you are doing. And then come to a good rest, letting go. Letting what's done be done and just feeling what's right here. One more deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog. Step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up, inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. And then let's take a twist from here. Left elbow across to the outside of the knee. Feel free to take any other variation of this. If you can't get your elbow over, maybe use your forearm. While you're twisting, can you still look for length, space, ease? One more breath here. Back to center, hips low, arms high. Same thing other side, right elbow across. Last breath. Back to center, hips low, arms high. Interlace fingers behind your back. Lift the chest. Fold forward, wrapping arms overhead. And you're welcome to separate your feet, hip width apart or wider. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. And then release, drop the arms down. Let's lower the hips. Come into a squat, Malasana. You're welcome to turn your toes out, widen your stance, use props if that's useful. I'm going to open up the knees using the elbows. And as best you can, roll your shoulders back and down so the chest is nice and open. Let's work our root lock here, Mula Bandha, same as a Kegel exercise. As you exhale, draw the pelvic floor muscles in and up. As you inhale, release that. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. And then engage and keep holding, keep breathing, drawing in strongly through the bottom. Connecting that to the top, feeling the full length and space you take up. And then release. release. Let's come back to a forward fold, feet back to parallel. Any arm position, any movement. In a moment, we'll make our way back to down dog. If any of you want to take a crow pose first, you are welcome to do so. You could also just hang out here and then make your way to down dog when you're ready. More important than what you're choosing is that you are feeling what you're doing. Breath deep. Take the time you need, listening to your body, eventually making your way back to down dog. From down dog, when you're ready, right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Let's take a twist here. Left elbow across. And there are many variations of this. Take the one you prefer. You could drop your back knee and do a low lunge. Could take a different arm position. Last breath here. Let's release hands to the floor or blocks if you have them. We're going to drop the back knee, pat it if you like. You might roll up the side of your mat or use a blanket or cushion. We're going to come to a hamstring stretch. Inch the front foot forward, flex the toes back so you end up with hips right above the back knee, hands right under shoulders as high as you need them, going in the direction of hip square, in the direction of a flat back, in the direction of folding. And if any of you want to go in the direction of splits, Hanumanasana, you could slide that front heel forward. If you did slide forward, let's slide back to release. We'll bring both hands to the inside. You might bring your blocks with you. Turn out through the right foot and then come down to lizard pose, which could be on the hands or elbows, on the blocks or the floor. And experiment. If it doesn't feel interesting or useful immediately, any shift, any adjustment is going to have it feel differently. See if you can find something that works for your body. If you want to add a quad stretch, you can bend the back leg, grab your foot and draw it in. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it and don't worry about it. Let's release. Make your way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa, you might just step back. From down dog, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Let's come into a twist here. Right elbow across. And then experiment. Even though we're doing yoga, it's quite possible to go on autopilot. Maybe it happens often, especially if you've been doing this a long time. So see if you can keep coming in with curiosity that you can never fully know. Mind may like to think, oh, I know this. But what else is there to discover? Just release. Hands to the floor or to your blocks. Drop the back knee. Pat it if you like. Hips back, hamstring stretch. Exploring what your edge is, which might be different than the last time you did this pose. See if you can take in the real-time feedback your body is giving you. Maybe today you want to slide forward towards splits. Maybe that's not a good idea, even though it may be something you've done in the past. If you did slide forward, you can slide your way back. Bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot. And feel around. How do you want to do this pose so it works best for your body? If you did add that quad stretch on the other side, you might try so again. And then release. Make your way back to down dog. Your transition may be a time to even out the two sides. Check in with your body. Let's come all the way through to sitting. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. You might grab your big toes or your ankles with that grip, lift the chest. If your back still isn't flat here, you could sit up on something, take some of the pressure off your lower back. And then begin to fold forward, whatever amount is possible. It might be just the idea of folding, and then you meet your edge, and that's where there is to breathe. If your elbows meet your legs, you could push into them. If it works better for you to lean into the hands or elbows or blocks. Come forward until you find your edge, breathing here. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's keep the right leg where it is. Open the left leg out to the side. And we'll take a side stretch, Parigasana gate pose. Right arm up and over. The left hand or elbow can support you on the inside or outside of that straight leg. Reaching out like a big yawn. Let your head fall towards the floor and then take that top arm out and down until the right shoulder pulls down. Stretching right side of the neck. Keep your head hanging as you push into the bottom hand. Come up, use that hand to help lift your head, staying nice and relaxed. And we'll switch the legs. Left arm up and over. Big yawning reach past the fingertips, past the top of the head. Let your head fall towards the floor. Take the top arm out and down until your shoulder pulls down. Press into the bottom hand to come up. Use that hand to lift your head. And then let's open both legs wide. Upavishta Konasana, wide angle pose. Have your feet and knees pointing straight up. If they're falling one way or the other, keep bringing them straight up. Feel free to sit up on something. You might use your hands on the floor to help sit you tall. This could be plenty, just staying here, breathing. If you're not at your edge yet, you might lean forward and find it there, or come down to the elbows, or lean into a block or props. If it's useful, close your eyes. 100% effort, keeping intention strong, going towards your edge, listening, not going beyond. And the real work is letting it be just like it is. What is there to let go of? To just allow this shape to be like it is, this sensation, this body. Rock your hands back in, coming back up, hands to the floor behind you, draw the legs in. Shake that out. And let's come back onto our backs. Bring your knees in. Take a circle, a rock. We'll get set up for a couple back bends, starting with bridge. Drop your feet to the floor, hip width apart, parallel. When you're ready, push your feet down, lift your hips high. Interlace your fingers behind your back, shrug your shoulders underneath you, spreading, looking for space. Space in the fronts of the hips, space in the lower back, the chest, the upper back. When the pose feels complete, take your arms out of your way. Roll down, rest. Really rest. There's a beautiful release after the effort. You don't want to skip that part. So we'll take a couple more back bends. You can rest here until you feel like coming up again. If you feel like coming up again, take any back bend you like. Could be bridge, what we just did, half wheel, full wheel, supported bridge, something else. Stay as long or short as you like. Could be 1 or 2 breaths, could be a long hold. Whether you're back bending, transitioning, or resting, can your breath be steady? Can you stay feeling what you're doing? And just keep repeating that process until you don't feel like coming up again. We are moving towards the end of class, so this is particularly a good time to just really listen. What's needed now? If you're enjoying your back bends, keep going. When you're done, what do you feel like doing next? What would be a good counter stretch for you? Happy baby is a good one. But maybe something else. Could be a forward fold, knees to chest. If it's useful, close your eyes so you're more in the sensation of it. Taking the time you need for each thing you do. Nothing to get right, no should. Just each time you finish something, asking again, what's needed now? Maybe you want to get in an inversion. Maybe you want to finish with a restorative pose or some self-massage. While you're working through your active practice, keep your breath deep. Try and keep your focus on what you're doing right up until the end. Whenever you're ready to come into Shavasana, your final resting pose, then take your time getting comfortable. Cover up, put on layers, grab props. Eventually settling into stillness. Eventually letting go. Any doing, any control, you can let go of the control of your breath. Let go of the weight of your body. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can start to move your wrists and ankles. Eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. And come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring hands together at your heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. You can let that gratitude expand out to the people and circumstances that make it possible for you to be here. And that could extend far and wide. Maybe even sending gratitude and well wishes to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today.